Well, what does it mean when the O'Douls comes out? Somebody's done fucked up. Alright, I'm going to address the current killer situation. I think there's a party in the wrong here. Current Killer made a video saying some things to Falstaff. I couldn't quite make it out, but it sounded vehement. Sounded like he really meant it. And Falstaff seemed to take exception to that. He, 40 Ounce Fear, 29J Jones made some videos about it. Let's actually... I'm getting so thirsty just talking this out. I haven't finished watching the 29J Jones video yet. I watched Fears and Falstaff's. 29J Jones, you gotta watch like a little bit and then sit and think. It's like, what did he mean by putting like the rag on top of his vehicle? And what were those items on it? And what does it like mean when you like jerk forward? Like it's like an intimidating thing. Makes you want to jerk back. Like what's he trying to convey, to get across? So it takes time. Oh, all right. Falstaff and Fear said that also that Current Killer, they didn't want to say it, but he behaved abominably at their get-together. And let's just, I think there's a whole lot of details, a lot of talking, a lot of yakking, like 16-year-old girls, which are just not, just this much too young for me. And I think I could simplify this. Current Killer, first off, I don't think English is his first language, for one. He might not know what he's saying. I think it might be a little ignorant to think that he does. You'd have to ask him. Has anyone bothered to ask him? No. No, they didn't. Oh. You might have somebody. I remember like his first videos. Actually, like a lot of people were encouraging and like, "Hey, you should talk in your videos, dude." It's probably wrong. Like he used to like say just a couple things, you know, just like Mickey's. You're like, oh man, he said Mickey's. That's so impressive. But people encouraged him, so he probably got one of those books, or worse yet, probably the guy at the corner store. He's like, "Hey, what do you call a guy that you really admire?" And they set him on the wrong verbal path. So yeah, you might not speak English. Has anyone thought of that? Also, he does appear to know the words to every song ever. I think a guy that knows the words to every song ever could get a little slack, get a little leeway, could occasionally make an inappropriate video and we could all just kind of like move past it. So I'm a little surprised that we just couldn't get past it with somebody with those kinds of skills. And also, most of the songs he seems to sing are like, I don't know the words to all of them, but like they all seem to be basically boiled down to like, I Need a Hero from that Flashdance movie. Till the break of day or dawn or whatever. I need a hero. Sounds like this guy wants some heroes. Anyway, I don't think he's a bad guy. Just from what I've laid out, I don't like just on the information I've given you. Of course, you could tell he's not a bad guy. Now, Falstaff, Fear. I think we could basically say these guys aren't necessarily. Well, they're kind of like douchebags. I was going to try to say it another way, but they just kind of are. Like, but the thing is, they're like epic douchebags. There are epic douchebags. So Current Killer, not understanding English because it's not his primary language, a head full of lyrics, so probably difficult for him to communicate in any other way other than poetry. Shows up, head full of poetry, and here's these guys, his heroes, Fear, Falstaff. You know what he wanted from you guys? Yes, you did. He wanted you to be his hero. He thought you guys were larger than life, twice as big, candles that burn twice as hot and bright and twice as long. And here's the thing, I get the feeling you probably let him down. I don't think it was social anxiety that led him to drink way more than like Ted Barris drinks in an afternoon. I think it was disappointment. He was trying to drown his disappointment into a couple guys that knew they should have been acting like rock stars, like they are. You want to let your hair down, but not in the public. You let your hair down after you make your malt liquor video and you go home to your wives or that bakery girl or whatever. And then you could take off the mask. But when you're amongst your fans, just don't pull a Bieber. I think you pulled a Bieber. I think you both Biebered. So I'm going to have to come on the side of Karenta Killer. I think that Falstaff and Fear owe him an apology and another meetup where they act like bosses, where they wear like big shades and flash money around and slam 40s like it's nothing but a thing. Well, I don't know. I'm not a superhero. I'm not an epic god, malt liquor god. So like, just do your thing. Don't disappoint. Oh yeah, so it's your fault. Essentially, this whole video boils down to that. It's your guys' fault. That O'Doul's was for you. And now Cynical never came back. Actually, we're done. So if Dirt Nap, if you made it this far, you could stop the video now. Video's over. All right, so Cynical made a video about Falstaff being a racist. And then he made a video kind of like explaining it, which he didn't explain anything, and basically it boiled down, he said, it is what it is, which I thought was just bullshit. But the thing is, like, at the time, like, Cynical might not know actually what happened. Because right at the time, actually the day before that happened, Machete and Falstaff were having a comment war over Girl Comic. And it was fucking inappropriate. The stuff they were saying, I ain't never heard. At some point in time, they were talking about not how big their penises are, but how small their penises are. So that they wear penis extension things when they have sex with Girl Comic, and their penises are so small they can't even stay in the penis extension things, and so they get lost in there. And Falstaff and or Machete was saying, there might be 20, 30 penis extensions up in there. And I was thinking, holy shit. What is she going to think about that? And she thought it was hilarious. But what if Cynical saw that and like drunk and stoned and whatever, and then the next day like had this kind of vague thing of like, I think that there was some disrespect to black women last night, but I don't know what. Or maybe someone even communicated that like on Uvu, because he's a big Uvu guy. That's where I know him from. Anyway, I'm just guessing, because Cynical can't say why that whole racism thing popped up with Falstaff. I wouldn't think Falstaff is a racist by any means. Same with Fear. Actually, same with the vast majority of us. A bunch of douchebags drinking malt liquor or whatever, getting drunk on videos or tend to be not too judgmental. Not that there can't be a few people that got some problems. They're just really easy to identify. They're not like slowly revealed over years or anything like that. Like Pee Wee Herman. Alright, anyway. Falstaff, Fear's fault. KuntaKunt, not his fault. He's the winner. You two lose. Drink the O'Doul's. Strung Christmas lights.